Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. So are you looking to build a big city in a desert environment? Now, if you are, then today I have got just the map for you. Now, are the highways a bit clunky? Yes. Is the rail a little bit uppy-downy? Yes. But is it a good looking map? Well, yes. In fact, it's going to be a show full of yeses today. Such as if I ask you, would you very kindly hit the like button? Your answer would be... well, hopefully, yes. Thanks very much for all of your support and ongoing good vibes, you lovely people. Today's map is Ismailia, Egypt by Andrade, and obviously this is based on a real life location called Ismailia it's in Egypt. There's your start square and plenty of stuff going on there, and then we'll have a look at the resources. We have oil, we have a little bit of ore. I think this is definitely an oil map. If you're going to go for a big oil city build, this could be the one. Look at that screenshot, glorious. It is a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. A couple of trees and bushes. Ours Tropic Tea Desert theme. I always say Tropicity and it's not. The recommended LUT is a realistic warmer. I couldn't find anything under that name, so I've gone with Creative Dex's Hot Desert LUT instead. Now you will notice with the highways that they are almost all, very much almost all, I'll show you this, elevated down at ground level. Sorry cars, do your dolphin thing, off you go, that's lovely. Yes, they are all pretty much elevated at ground level. Some of you won't care, some of you will hate it, but it does get a little bit clunky. There are some ground level bits of highway, and where the ground level bits of highway meets the elevated bits of highway, it just looks wrong. If it were all elevated at ground level, you probably could make an argument. You probably could. But as it is, nah, it's clunky. And the first intersection we're going to see is also clunky in a number of ways. A huge number of ways. So let's we'll declunkify part of it when we get there over that first little bridge there. We have a little bit of jinky janky on the highway here. Just a wee bit. I'm not going to fix that because something else we're going to fix today. It's definitely a fixing show today, I think. Just a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of drift on the highways with a bit of terrain glitching in between there. And then across one more bit of river. Could be a canal, could be a river. And then we have this intersection. Now, the problem with this intersection, you've probably already noticed, is multiple problems. Let's head over here and we're going to take the exit and head left, yeah? Back the way we came. First of all, this ramp is just awful ramp, but never mind. And we get up onto the main highway and there's no way of turning left. There is no way of going that way. Well, maybe there is. Maybe we've just got to go out of town a bit. Ah, here we go. Intersection here. And yes, we have a loop back. There we go. It's yeah, at least it's not too far to drive. It's what, a couple of hours maybe. Anyway, all the way back here to the oh come on, just a little bit of ground level. Let's see what I mean there. 2 lanes elevated down to 3 lanes ground level, back to 2 lanes elevated at ground level, and back to the intersection, which has still got more things wrong with it, which you're about to spot. First of all, ground level on one side, elevated on the other side. You may notice the bush in the road on the right hand side there. Nice to see that the pillar has been taken out of the middle though. I think that's a good touch. It's also very deep. It is also very deep. I mean, way too deep. So deep. What we'll do is use move it. We're just going to select the 3 nodes. There's 3 nodes down there, not 4. You'd think there'd be 4, but there's not. And I didn't manage to get hold of the 4th one. I managed to grab the plant instead. Well done me. So anyway, I'm going to elevate that up. That would have been a better height. Let me see if I can find the other nodes. That's better. That's what I was trying to do. And that would be an adequate height. That's only as deep as it needs to go. But we were halfway to the Earth's core. And it's warm enough in Egypt without going down to the Earth's core. Anyway, there we are. That's put everything back as we found it. And get the traffic rolling again. Also, from certain angles, that little bit under there as well is very blue glitching. I think it's because the segment is being stretched out a little bit too far, and that's probably what's, there you go, that's what's causing that. I think we need an extra node in there just so that it becomes more detectable. Onwards towards ish the start square. You may already be able to make out today's asset hidden behind the BonBonB logo in the top right, sorry, opposite right, left, and I do know my left from my right sometimes. Yeah, the top left of the screen, it's tucked in behind the logos up there. Now we got level crossing going across the highway. I don't mind this too much in developing countries, because we do see this in development. We are in Egypt, which is technically sort of a first world country, but it is still developing, and so I don't mind it too much. Whether it's a real thing on that particular bit of highway, I don't know, because there's no street view. We are not so developed that we have had the Google van running around Ismailia yet. Like this intersection, it's very, very slick, and I do think it covers all the bases. I think probably not actually, but never mind. Just having a second look at it again. I think I missed one. Never mind. We've got some terrain glitching underneath the road there as well, where I think it's supposed to be elevated, but the ground level has come up to meet it, but it is elevated on this side. And the whole thing is, as I said at the beginning of the show, roads-wise, is very clunky. But we do have an asset to review. It's the Slovak radio pyramid Slovensky Rozhlas something by Zarrix, voted one of the top 10 ugliest buildings in the world, and voted by me one of the most beautiful assets that there is on the workshop. I've been waiting to do this one. It's been on my list for several weeks, waiting for a quiet Saturday to be able to plop it in. Factoids, because factoids. St. Simeon the Younger spent 45 years sitting on top of a pole in Syria. Doesn't say what the pole's name was though. It could be something like Vlad maybe. But anyway, Zarrix, that's a Slovak radio pyramid by Slovensky Rozhlas, not by Slovensky Rozhlas, by Zarrix. Today's asset of the day, and what a lovely thing it is too. Right, back onto the roads, because we have to. We've got a bit more road glitching underneath the road there with the terrain issues, because we are at ground level and elevated level on the left, and it's all very clunky. Easy fixed though, as are most errors in Skylines maps. But yeah, it is not the finest bit of detailing work. Clearly somebody who had a really good idea for a map that is maybe a bit newer to the game, and not quite so skilled with road layouts and rail layouts, and the rail isn't going to be any better, I'm afraid. But it is all about the map on this one, and I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. The rail, yeah, lumpy bumpy. We're not going to come down and look at this in fine detail. We're not going to put the terrain lines on today at all, because you can see it's lumpy bumpy. The only reason why I'm doing this is because if I don't follow the rail along, this will be a 4-minute show. We'll be finished by now. We'd have finished 10 minutes ago. The show's only 9 minutes in. Yeah, just to give you an idea. The great thing about following networks along is it does give you a chance out the periphery and all the way around to have a look around and go, do you know what? This is exactly the sort of map that I would like to build on, and I could fix the rail. I know that's what you're thinking, and that's what I think too. Networks are a really good way of introducing yourself to the map. We're not really looking at the rail here. Please don't look at the rail, like here, this junction. Don't look at it. Look at that water detailing. Ooh, it's so nice. Nice refreshing water detailing. Don't look at the blue mantle. Don't look at the blue mantle. Look at look at all the bushes and the trees. Very limited subscriptions here. Don't forget, there's only 2 things to subscribe to, and it is sparkling. Anyways, right, as we now head off towards the fog, we'll be able to take the intermission. We'll come back and have a look at the shipping and the air routes, and you are going to be really impressed. No, really, you're going to be so impressed. Best bit of the map.
Are you confused by all those buttons running along the top and bottom of the screen? And what was that icon for again? Does anyone know? Then you need BonBonB's Beginner's Guide to the User Interface. Click the information button now.
Shipping and air routes in Ismailia, Egypt by Andrade. We don't have any shipping and we don't have any air routes. I'm slightly disappointed by the lack of air routes. I can live without the shipping on this one, but yeah, I was expecting at least 1 air route, even if they don't have a real life airport in Ismailia. I don't know, I've not checked, but I think an air route would have been nice. This is the main water source through the start square. It's not very big and it's not very strong, but it's enough to get started. And then when you buy your second tile, you can choose one that's a little bit more on this lake in the middle. Was it Lake Taha? I did read it about an hour ago. I don't recall. But yes, that I think is the way to go. Certainly strong enough to get you started. Interesting other features. We have the highway that runs on either side of... I think this is a canal. It's too straight to be a river, I believe. So yes, I'm going with canal. And I like the idea, and obviously based on the real life road layout. What more have we got? Interesting water features over here, like the lake and this split river, as well as all very nice as well. And the whole thing looks great. Owl's theme really pops, and the hot desert LUT works really well with it. Look at this. You know, the bushes, there's only 2 things to subscribe to, and they really do work quite nicely. Quite often I find that if you don't have enough of a mix of foliage, it can look a bit plain. I do find that it kind of works, and I think a lot of that is down to the theme as well, because it is a very busy theme. It just makes it look like there's a whole lot more foliage down there than there really is, because there isn't that much. And you obviously make out all the fertile lands and the ore and the oil. It's all popping there as well. We come down to ground level, and this is where your build playing really begins. And we can go in a straight line here for as long as you like, and you won't see anything apart from bits of foliage and bits of buildable land. Not perfectly flat, but flat enough to be working with. And of course you can use the terrain editor down at ground level just to level things out. I like this, you know. Look at the expanse. Look at the it's just so many options to go. Grid city or small desert towns interlinked. So it's just loads of things you can do. Wow. Anyways, what do you think though? What do you think? It's all about you now. Is this a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the viewer's choice top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Well, only you can decide. I think it has a chance, just depending on what sort of mood you guys are in, and of course whether there's any strong maps to come later this month. And I don't know, I've not seen yet. Aesthetically, I think it looks good. Most of this obviously down to the choice of theme and LUT, but it is a choice, of course, and I don't think there's really that much more they could have done. I think it looks the part, and it gets 4 stars. Detailing, yeah, it's clunky, and there's a lot of work needs doing to bring it up to 3-star level, and then beyond that there are extra tiers that you can go through to get to 4 stars, and then, well, the PS the Resistance is 5 stars. It's medium high 2 stars, this one. Gameplay potential, it's playable. I think there's too much to fix for it to be a high score, and there's potential for slight water issues at the start, and I would love to have seen an air route as well, but I still think 3 stars, which is a pass mark, and if you want to play a desert map, it's a good one for that. Ismailia, Egypt by Andrade. I did promise you a lot of desert build space, didn't I? Big desert city right there waiting to have the foundations placed down and waiting for all the traffic to clog up. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing, for joining me through another week of WhatsMap. Join me on Monday for even more WhatsMap. Obviously tomorrow as well we have the Steam Weekly Chart Show, which is going to be a good one because, well, it's the best of the week. Always the best of the week. Have a great one, and I'll see you very, very soon.